Hello everyone and welcome to Sipz and Stories. My name is Elizabeth and in today's video I will be doing my fall TBR. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that it is already fall. It seems like 2021 has just went whoosh and flown by, but I love this time of year. I love the crisp autumnal weather, the cozy sweaters, the boots, the scarves, the pumpkin spice lattes, but I especially love reading at this time of year, everything from classics to fantasy, and especially some of those whimsical books for middle grade as well. So grab your favorite beverage as we discuss my fall TBR. The first book I would like to polish off this fall is a classic. This is The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien, the second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And again, this is the first year that I have attempted the trilogy and I am absolutely loving it. It is fantastic. I was so surprised at how good of a writer Tolkien is. He's just very cozy and charming. I really love his writing. And I had read the first one back in February, but I put off the second one. I just wasn't feeling it during the spring and the summer. But now that it's fall, yes, I am happy to get back into this series. It is so good. And I absolutely love these editions by Houghton Mifflin with the illustrations by Alan Lee and then the fold out maps in the back. I picked these up during my birthday book haul, so I will link that video below as well in case you're curious about these editions. But yeah, who doesn't love Lord of the Rings? The next fantasy pick I would like to read this year is The Neverending Story by Michael Ende. He's a German author and this book has been translated from German to English by Ralph Manheim. This is a classic. I have seen the movie dozens of times when I was a kid. It's very 80s, but it always used to give me the creeps a little bit, so I never really wanted to go back and read the source material, but I have heard a number of booktubers, a number of bloggers talk about this book and say that it is perfect for the fall and it is so much better than the movie. And I really like this new edition that I picked up. It is by, let me see, Dutton Children's Press. And the really cool thing about this edition is that the little boy, what's his name? Bastian. So the story is that Bastian, he goes into this antique shop, he finds the book, The Neverending Story, and then he starts getting kind of involved in this world called Fantastica. So in this edition, when you are in Bastian's world, the ink is in green. How cool is that? But then when you go into the world of Fantastica, it turns into purple ink. So cool. I absolutely love this and I cannot wait to read The Neverending Story in this really special edition. The next book that I will be reading for Victober is Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell. This book is on order. I have not quite got it yet, but already the girls are announcing Victober and putting up some of those announcement videos, including Katie from Books and Things, Lucy the Reader, and Kate Howe. And I cannot believe that it is already Victober. It seems like we just did Jane Austen July, but I am ready for it. Really looking forward to some of those videos. And this is just a really special time of year to read Victorian literature. And all of the girls have decided to read Gothic Tales by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is really nice because it's a collection of short stories, so it's not a full-length novel. If I can't quite get to all of the stories, at least I can read one or two really good ones. And one that sounds really interesting is The Nurse's Tale, and that one is all about a child ghost who is out wandering on the moors. Really fun, looking forward to that one. It reminds me a little bit of Turn of the Screw by Henry James. That is another perfect book for this time of year. Highly recommended as well. But I cannot wait for Victober. It's gonna be great. The next book that I recommend for fall is How to Be a Moonflower by Katie Daisy. This one just came out this past month and it is a follow-up to her first coffee table book, How to Be a Wildflower, which I love. In fact, I reviewed that book back in my Spring TBR, so if you'd like to see what that book looks like, I will link that video below. But this one, I don't know, I think I might actually like this one a little bit more. It is dedicated to all things at night, the nocturnal world, and she talks about a lot of flowers and plants that bloom in the moonlight. She talks a lot about nocturnal animals and astrology and stargazing and the different planets. It's an absolutely stunning book and I will show you some close-up shots, but I love Katie Daisy. I love her artwork. It's so charming, so whimsical. Again, I think she's our generation's version of someone like Mary Englebright. She also includes a lot of quotes and passages and poems from very famous works. I love this one, and it is a perfect one to reach for in the wee small hours of 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Just make yourself a nice cup of tea and pick out this book. I especially like that it is dedicated to the nighttime, and that is fantastic because I don't think I've ever seen another book that is exclusively dedicated to the night. And that makes so much sense because we all spend half our lives living in the nighttime. So it's nice to see that she has honored all things nocturnal. Again, a perfect one for the autumn and for this time of year. The next book I'll be reading this fall is The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, and this is the new MinaLima edition that just came out recently. I was so excited for it. I mentioned it in my mid-year freakout tag, and it's here, guys. I love it. So beautiful in person, so stunning. Again, MinaLima has outdone themselves. Again, if you're not familiar with them, they publish these illustrated and interactive editions of children's classics like The Wizard of Oz, and I have the entire collection behind me, as you can see. I did promise in my mid-year freakout tag that once this book was published, I would go back and show you my entire MinaLima collection, and I do still plan on doing that, but I'm thinking I will save it more towards Christmas when that next Harry Potter book comes out as well. So look forward to that. But this edition, going back to The Wizard of Oz, is so stunning. The artwork, the illustrations, again, very beautiful, and I will show you some close-up shots. But I just love how they did everything in this book. Dorothy, the tornado, the cyclone, the yellow brick road, the poppies, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie as well. So I'm so happy they included it in this edition. And then, of course, Emerald City. One thing that I didn't realize until I got this edition is where are the ruby slippers, right? And that is something that Hollywood invented. In the actual book, Dorothy did not have ruby slippers, she had silver slippers, and that goes back a little bit into L. Frank Baum. He was a real big fan of, I think, William Jennings Bryan, and so this book is kind of critiquing the robber barons a little bit. There's a little bit of a hidden message to The Wizard of Oz, so it might be nice to go back and read a biography about L. Frank Baum in addition to rereading Wizard of Oz. I think that would make for a really interesting video as well. But beautiful edition, and can't recommend these MinaLimas highly enough. Speaking of magical children's books, the next book that I plan to read this fall is A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. And I have seen this book for years on Gavin's channel. I'm not exactly sure what it's about, to be honest. I think it is about 3 sisters who have this curse. They have to break this curse, and they have to go and find these 3 magical objects around their kingdom to break the curse. I think that's what it's about, but I'm not sure. There are 2 other books in the series. Let's see, A Sprinkle of Sorcery and A Tangle of Spells. And again, I like them for these covers. I hope the book lives up to the cover. I can't believe I judge books by covers, but I do. I admit I do. And this one is from the UK. The US cover, not so much. Don't love that one, but it is becoming more popular in the US now, so this is one I'm really excited to read, especially for this time of year. I think it fits that fall, whimsical, magical time of year. It reminds me of something like Howl's Moving Castle, or perhaps A Girl Who Drank the Moon. This one should be a lot of fun as well. The next book that I will be reading this fall is A Separate Piece by John Knowles, and I'm a little ashamed about this book because I mentioned it all the way back in my 2020 fall TBR, which was one of my very first videos for this channel, and I still have not gotten to this book. Every month when I'm planning my reading, I think of this book. I mean to read it, but every month I just don't quite get to it. So I knew when fall rolled around again that I would be talking about Separate Piece because I think it fits this time of year perfectly. It is about 2 boys that go to a New England boarding school. Nothing gives me fall vibes more than a New England boarding school. And it kind of has that like dark academia feel to it as well. I think it is about these 2 boys, Gene, a lonely, introverted intellectual, and Phineas, a handsome, taunting daredevil athlete. I think there might be some love story there, some LGBTQ undertones, just slightly. It is from the 50s, but there's also some tragedy that happens. I think the writing is so beautiful. It starts out when he is an adult and he's going back to this boarding school. That's why I thought it'd be perfect for the fall, because I just like those first few pages. But I gotta get this one done. I gotta get it done this year for sure. Thank you everyone for joining me for my fall TBR. I am very excited about all of these books, as you can see. I tried to keep it real and not do too many books because I tend to bite off more than I can chew with these TBR videos. And Victober is right around the corner too, so I'll be doing some of those videos as well. And I didn't want to make too many commitments for myself this fall, but a lot of what I'm planning here sounds perfect for me. I'm really excited about getting back into the Lord of the Rings, about finding out what Neverending Story is really about, and also again finishing Separate Peace. I really need to get that one done. So thank you everyone, and have a great day.